The biggest weekend in Hololive has just gone underway on our end. It will be proud to host you the season opener of the Formula Hololive Japan Series 2023 in conjunction with the Our Bright Parade 4 Festival and the Super Expo 2023. But first of all, let's take a look at the track map here at Fuji Speedway. 4.56 kilometers in total. Total length that it is. 16 corners. A lap count of 67 laps for this Split A and Split B race. Right now we're going to be racing Split A. But again, the target lap time of 1:25.426. It's a split round. Also, we have 25 cars entered for Split A. With that out of the way, let's take a look into the entry list and spotters guide. We have a lot of drivers here. 35 cars entered for the Japan Series. But however, we will only be seeing 18 in the Japan roster, the Japan class. Hofumi, we have Makoto Miyamoto, we have Michael Turner, Crystal Salaman is in the ASCII ride. Then we have Griffin Wheatley, who basically had a ride swap with Sean Galaya in the middle of the week. And then we have Wawa Suharto in the number 20 Sharon Flair car. And then we have Mohamed and Reza. Also, it's that guy Jimmy Kolev and Suri Kayumov replacing Ricky Contreras. And then we have Charles Thompson. Also joining the field is Kento Kai, and replacing Tim Eno is Kaminari Riba. And then we have Hans-Henrik Heinz. Zeke Wimberly is in the field as well for Split A. And then we have Alikan Aster. We also have Raji Kaczynski in the mix, as well as Callum Gibbons. Daniel Bauer won the most recent race of Fall GT3 Split A last Saturday. And then we have John Mee and Ben Ritter joining us today. And we have the wildcard entries for the Formula Hololive International. We have JC Sudo, Emerson Kerr, Jeremy Assa, Mercer Lado, and then we have Hector Bembe, Aziz Moazif, and joining us, and then the last driver to join us, Santi Olivares. Will be that rounds up all the 25 cars that will be participating in Split A, in this Split A race of the Our Bright Parade Grand Prix. And just to note, the international cars, the Formula 2 cars, will not be eligible for points. And we also would like to mention to you that after the race results, only the Japan class cars will count, and we will only be using the Japan class standings to basically talk about the results and the points calculation for the next race and the rounds. And anyways, with that out of the way, we're gonna just wait until it clears out. Well, of course it's shaped like a Formula 1 car. I mean, it's a new series, new outfits and all that stuff. Anyways, we're about to get this this intro finished, but feels like it's unending. Anywho, okay, down. I'll tell you guys the commentary booth. I'm Mama Shaders in the commentary booth. Currently the sole man in the commentary booth at the moment. And we're here to bring you action at Fuji Speedway. It's the Our Bright Parade Grand Prix Split A race. In conjunction with the 4 Festival Our Bright Parade. And in conjunction to the Hololive Super Expo 2023. And here we see the first few cars out on track. Here's Mama Shaders and Reza. Car number 31, Mimori Luna. Here we can finally see the Hololive cars, you know, the Formula cars themed after the Our Bright Parade Idol uniforms, finally in full fruition. These cars are absolutely amazing to hear. Like, you can't get tired of this one. Let's take a look into some of the other drivers like Hector Bembe. Pretty decent promise there in his first 2 starts in Hololive GT3. Managed to steal a second place from Maurice Tremblay last time out at Sepang. Hector Bembe, obviously representing Takanashi Chiara. He's looking to make a scene, but then again, he has to beat like 24 other cars. So with that out of the way, let's take an onboard on Hector Bembe as he's about to exit the final 2 turns. Get a very good exit off a Panasonic corner for a good run over that 1.5 kilometer long straight. You see here the weather here is quite moody, quite overcast. 14 degrees Celsius are ambient temperatures. Heading into turn 1, you can brake right by here at the 100-meter board. You can really be more daring on the brakes here on these F2 cars. Get a good exit off of turn 1, and then you might want to head yourself into Coca-Cola corner. You can tap your brakes at the 50-meter board into 100R. Get a good arc going, get a late apex onto turn 6 and into the hairpin. You can brake just before the billboard like what you do in Hololive GT3. Barreling down into 300R into the Dunlop chicane. Brake at a 100-meter board. You can take it easy at Dunlop. Don't take the curve way too harshly or else you have a rollover. Really arcing that corner there into turns 12, into turns 13 and 14. And then back into the final 2 corners. Cal Gibbons. Late apex best for the final corner. As we mentioned, Cal Gibbons 125.493. John Meade just sets it with 125.961. Hansari Hines is to follow. Here's Hector Bembe, one of the first of the International Series cars. Representing Hololive English is Takanashi Kiara. A 127.219. Very good stuff there. Also, and then we have Miyamoto qualifying 4th fastest at the moment. 126.649 in the Tsunamaki Watame car. Marcelo Do up to 7th in the Momue car. Salma Man doing very decently in the ASCII car. Daniel Bao 126.188 for him. Fawaz Mori though, we want to mention that he's basically a stand-in driver replacing Raymond Pavo. He's doing a very good job there still as a temporary driver in reserves. And then we have more drivers logging in on field lap times there. As we also want to mention that these Formula cars, at least the Japan class cars, have been BOP'd. Like, we have a balance of performance between them to make sure that each of these cars are equally performing and they can fight against each other. Now, in these Super Formula cars used in the Japan series for representing the Hololive's Japan VTubers, there is an added weight in these cars, 80 kilos in total. This is to basically reel them into the International Series cars like the EN and ID class cars, like what you see here. Those will at least give them a chance to fight. And as you can see here, Fawaz Mori is the fastest ID class car in the field, currently in 7th. And come to think of it, he is the fastest International Series class car as well. So Mori doing a very good job there. And then looking back to the other drivers in the field, JC Sudo, qualifying 19, Marcelo peels into the pits. Wheatley, we do mention that he has been a quick learner, but right now he's not going as quickly as he wanted to because he's currently down in 21st place. Algan Asa has work to do. He's currently down in 22nd. Michael Turner in his Formula Hololive debut is currently in 23rd, and let's see if he can improve on his lap time. Oh, Zeke Wimberley's off in qualifying. Something's definitely wrong with him. He must have had a contact with someone, and that has been he has damage suspension. It looks like he will not qualify better than 24th. Unless Jeremy Ashton can improve on his lap time, Wimberley will stay on row 12. Michael Turner though, down in 23rd. No improvements. Yes, there is. He's now up to 20th. And so right now we're going to want to take a look into the best cars currently in the field. It's currently Callum Gibbons in the top spot. Sheldon Reza gets himself back up into the top 10. Kayumov is down in 9th place. Up in the 9th place. Good job there in her Formula Hololive debut. And then we have Miyamoto getting up to 11th. Kaminari Riba gets up to 16th place in the Umaru Polka car. Doing very good there. And as it stands right now, it's a Gen 0 front row with Calvin Gibbons on pole and Isakaiji Mikolev in second place. Mohan Suharto and John Mead make that Mohan Suharto and Fumi up into the second row. John Mead and Daniel Bauer currently in row 3 at the moment. The most recent Hall GT3 race winner in Split A is currently in the pits. Let's see if we can muster up another good lap from him. More cars are currently barreling down. And now we don't have much cars at the moment here. Hector Bembe is currently on track, still in 15th place. Not sure there's going to be much improvement from him from here on out, but let's just hope that he has one. As you can see, Fuji Speedway, as we mentioned, is one of the closest tracks to Adak-RMS Exhibition Hall, on which the Super Expo is currently taking place. So right now, there's a lot of things that they can do here at Fuji while we wait for the 4th festival. Jason Sudo out to 20th place. Oh, there's a bit of a battle here between... That's Raja Kaczynski and Krzysztof Salomon. And now right now Salomon is going to try to peel in into the back of Kaczynski for a slipstream. Ooh, really good slipstream usage from Salomon, but that's not going to be a very good lap. He was stuck behind Kaczynski for quite some time. Let's see if Salomon can clear him. Yeah, I know, it's Formula Hololive. This is based on the Outright Parade Idol uniforms and not based on the Non-Stop Story Idol uniform. Salomon has not yet cleared Kaczynski fully, and right now both of them are inside row 7. Kaczynski ahead of Salomon, and right now Salomon wants to get into the end of things, get into the better of things against Kaczynski at least. Santi Olivares gets himself back out with the new fresh rubber in his car. Let's see if he can improve from his P12 position. Meanwhile, Salomon, Zeke Wimble is still parked there. I think it's still, A-okay. It's a set of course, not real life, so yeah. Anyways, welcome on board to everyone in the stream. For all the Japanese people, minasama yokoso. I cannot really do Japanese commentary as well as I can do English commentary, but I hope you are entertained nonetheless. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, Salomon knows that his run is not going to be as good as he thought, so he's just going to cut to the chase and build it into the pits. And as it stands right now, Fosbury is still the fastest non-Japan car currently in the field. Santi Olivares is a close second. Not really close second though, he is still 4/10 behind. But let's see if Olivares can pull a good lap time from him to try to get up into the opposition. Okay. Anyways, commentary is quite open. Commentary is open. You can join in if you want. I am very much open. So I'm just gonna set the full window projector just to get into things. Here we see Olivares finally starting his lap. Good run into turn 1. And I'm receiving report that we will have a guest in the commentary joining us right now as it stands. Just gonna need to double check if he's currently here or not. Not yet at the moment, but right now Olivares. Just gonna double check what his first sector was. 19.8 on the first sector, only a few tenths down on the next fastest guy. Into the Dunlop chicane. 51.249 is his target. Let's see if he can steal a good amount of time. 1.6 seconds behind. So Olivares is not improving on this lap time. John Mead improves up to 3rd place. So we have the veterans, well, at least for the Hololive members, showing up with the top 3 not debuting earlier than 2019. Roboco debuting in 2018, as well as Sakuramiko and Akai Hato. These VTubers are being represented by Calvin Gibbons, Isakaiji Mikolev, and John Mead respectively. So it's the old guard showing up when it comes to the top 3. No improvement for Olivares. He's now 2 seconds behind on that lap. I doubt we'll be seeing any improvements from here. Oh, and we have a comment. And we have had confirmation that he is in the booth. So we are now joined by Michael Turner in the commentary booth. So Michael, good to see you.
It's good to see you as well.
Okay.
I didn't expect him to be so far in front. What do you think?
Yeah, so looking at the charts right now, Calvin Gibbons, fellow Australian, 3/10 up on Isekaiji Mikolev. And again, but then the battle for second is also quite tight. Only like a hundredths off between the two drivers, Mikolev and Mead. So in terms of these two, who do you think are the favorites for the front row?
I'm gonna say Rose. He looks like he's had a decent qualifying. I reckon he might go faster with starting.
Just gonna need to adjust the volume because apparently the client is way too loud, so I'm gonna need to slightly adjust things. Okay, so I'm turning down the volume for Assetto Corsa. So yeah, for me, I say I'm looking for John Mead. Yeah, okay, it's better. So looking for my opinion, I would like to see John Mead finally getting a leg up on Mikolev, because if we want to know, last time we had the Hall GT3 Split A race, Mikolev was the better driver out, and he basically flat out beat Mead. Mikolev finished 4th, Mead finished 5th. I would like to see a reversal of fortunes as we're about to get into the final stages of qualifying. Fawaz Mori still the fastest non-Japan class entrant.
It's gonna be some the final lap to everyone, so let's see what the final order will be, shall we?
Yeah, I'm currently still adjusting the audio for Assetto Corsa right now because your voice isn't as loud as I'd hoped for, but I'm just gonna try to adjust as much as I can. But yeah,
I'll do it, don't worry.
Okay, slightly better, but yeah, hopefully the audio is better adjusted at this point. Okay, so anyways, looking into the first 4 rows of the grid, it's currently Callum Gibbons, Australian driver representing Roboco on provisional pole. Mikolev currently inside the pits on second. Basically the top 7 guys except Wawan Suharto are currently inside the pits. They basically said, "Yep, we're done with this qualifying session," but Wawan Suharto has other ideas.
Looks like Wawan's gone in a bit of a battle with the driver in front of him. This won't be good for his lap time.
And right now, Wawan Suharto looking to find a way past the slow car Jeremy Assam. He's currently qualified 25th, actually, looking into his time. And actually, no, we have also had confirmation that Assam actually beat Wimberley, because Wimberley hasn't had an issue with the car. He's still currently parked right here. Yeah, so yeah, currently we have had the qualifying session finally over. Wawan Suharto peels into the pit. He was stuck behind traffic for way too long. So it looks like Callum Gibbons is your pole sitter.
And Mikolev will be starting aside him.
Yeah.
Dominant performance from Gibbons this qualifying session. Let's see what he can do in the race.
And looking into the other drivers here, Hector Bembe and Fawaz Mori still have unfinished business. Currently, Hector Bembe has the fastest EN class car, representing Takanashi Kiara. And as for some of the rookies here in the field, Kaminari Riba, currently in 14, Suri Kayumov is turning heads. Obviously, the best performing rookie so far from Uzbekistan. And right now, she's really making a name for herself, qualifying inside the top 10 in her qualifying debut.
Not bad performance. If this is the debut, they're going to have a bright future ahead of them.
And actually, just wanted to check, because Bembe have actually set up a faster lap time, as well as Ben Ripton. Apologies if the stream is slightly lagging, but yeah, looking at the times, Bembe is now the best EN class, best international series car, and still the best EN class car. Ben Ripton now qualifies inside the top 8.
Just one car finishes qualifying.
Just one car left.
Get in his final lap.
Looking at the thing, yep, we have had confirmation that we have had the...
be an interesting qualifying session. Obviously, Gibbons had a very dominant, qualifying. If over 6-7 laps, this guy will be able to pull over a massive lead. It's going to be a dominant win from him here just by racing off for qualifying, but hopefully the Mead can both get jumping in on the start.
Yeah, currently Callum Gibbons with a comfortable gap ahead of everyone else. He currently qualifies on pole in the number 64 Roboco car. I hope we can see the VTubers logo better. Okay, there we go. And then we have Isekaiji Mikole qualifying a very not exactly close second, but it is a second, representing Sakura Miko. Let's see if he can make a dive bombing down into turn 1. And then we have John Mead representing Akai Hato in the number 81 car. And then we have Wawan Suhato representing Shiranui Flair, number 20. Hofumi, 2022 Hololive GT3 Japan Series champion, qualifies 5th in the Tokino Sora car. Representing Yozora Mel, Daniel Bauer is in the 6th place. Hans-Harry Heinz representing Ozora Subaru in 7th place in the Ozora Subaru car. Ben Ripton turned some heads with a final lap that was quite good. He basically set a lap time of 125.989, a good lap time from under him, just to put it lightly, in the Sakamata Chloe number 96. Hector Bembe, best International Series car, best EN class car, currently 9th place representing Takanashi Kiara. Fawaz Mori, number 01, stand-in driver, as we're still finding a replacement for the Pavoli Rene car. As a stand-in driver, Fawaz Mori turned some heads. So anyways, Fawaz Mori, 10th place in the number 01 Pavoli Rene car. Sitting in 11th place, Sari Kayumov, best rookie in the field so far. First race for her. She qualifies 11th in the number 39 Laplace Darkness car. Crystal Salmon, car number 12, in 12th position, representing ASCII. Mama Shalini Reza, number 31 Himimori Luna car, in the Himimori Luna car. Doing very well, at least stay in the midfield. Makoto Miyamoto, fellow Gen 4 teammate, representing Tsunamaki Watami, is also alongside Shazin Reza on row 7. Kaminari Riba, first follow start for the Omar Polka car and for Kaminari Riba, qualifying 15th. Santi Olivares qualifying 16th in the Watson Emilia car. Raja Gazinski 17th in the number 74 Yuzuki Shoko ride. Alakon Astor number 61 Takane Loi car, qualifying 18th. Emerson Kurt 19th place in the Ironio 15 ride. Also a fellow Australian there that you might need to pay attention to. JC Sudo, number 13 Crazy Ollie car, will have a replacement on row 10. Mercer Lado had mentioned that his Hall GT3 ride in the Mume car was cursed, and hoped that this ride wasn't as cursed. But let's just hope that he can gain from his 21st position. Michael Turner, Formula Hall debut, replacing both Alexis Bowen and Carolina Vieira da Silva, qualifying 22nd. Subpar debut in qualifying at the moment. Let's see if he can improve in the races. Jeremy Assam actually beat Gruffin Wheatley for 23rd place, as it's Jeremy Assam in the number 17 Maya Inanis car ahead of Gruffin Wheatley in the number 16 Kazama Iroha car. In 24th place, and Zeke Wembley had a spin and also had a damage on his car, and he couldn't continue the qualifying session any further. He currently qualifies last in the Hakui Koiri car. So, Michael, before we start,
well, first things aside, I think that's going to be the biggest American driver sandwich you will see this season. I find it pretty funny. Michael Turner's debut, not great. I hope he will improve in the season. Let's see how he'll do in his race and see how this show starts.
we have 25 cars lining up here for the Split A race. The Albright Parade Grand Prix, at least for Split A, is about to get underway. First, the 67 laps gets underway, and as you can see here, it's a pretty good start there from John Mee. Where did he come from? There might be a dive bomb heading into turn 1. And yes, there is. Right now, Mikolev is challenging the pole sitter. Can't give. Hey, there's a spin. And that is Miyamoto. Miyamoto is spun. There has been contact, and now Miyamoto has been the unlucky driver. Well, rated as the unlucky driver, but right now he can try to get himself back up onto the track. Good for him. But meanwhile, the battle is rife between multiple drivers. There's multiple jostling for position. And as you can see here, Count Gibbons leads, Mikolev is in second, John B third, Suharto fourth, Fumi's in fifth, Ripton is now up to sixth, Daniel Bauer seventh, Fawaz Mori in eighth, Hector Bembe holding on to ninth. And look at Fawaz Mori trying to challenge Daniel Bauer for position, and Crystal Salmon rounds out the top 10.
Kaio move to Salman, that looks very far back from Bembe.
You may want to crank up your mic there. Having issues hearing you at the moment. Anyways, we're looking at the battles here between multiple drivers, and we also wanted to mention that there has been there's Miyamoto, who is currently beached in the gravel. Oh, and there has been a lot of contact at the start there. Sheldon Reza is currently beached at the start, and right now we can't continue this any further. Oh dear. We need to red flag this race. Hang on. The start here, cars all reset and fixed up. So let's see, take two on this start once again. Kyle Gibbons on the front row. Isakaji Mikolev in second place. Again, take two on the Albright Parade Grand Prix start here. Hopefully there's no contact at the start once again. Okay, so far so good. And coming into turn one once again after a reset. Kyle Gibbons being pushed slightly off wide. Gets really pushed off wide, and I think there is... Oh, there's another contact. Once again, you see another car spinning out. And I think that is Makoto Miyamoto. No, that's Santi Olivares. Santi Olivares gets spun around this time. And looking at the start, no cars are stranded at the moment. So that is good to see. Anyways, we're restarting this race once again. Anyways, Mikolev is currently in second place, but that doesn't matter because Count Gibbons is currently in race lead. Kaczynski is pseudo side by side for a 16th place. Shadid Reza and Suri Kayumov. Not exactly. Shadid Reza and Salman Man trying to battle out for position. Multiple drivers also battling for position on lap 1. Cal Gibbons leads, Mikolev second. While Suharto, I think there's contact between Suharto and Mikolev. Again, we apologize for the lag. 25 cars is a bit too much. Mead 4th place. Fumi in 5th. Ripton 6th. And then we have Daniel Bauer 7th, and oh, there's a battle here between Fawaz Mori and Daniel Bauer as he tries to go around the outside. Oh, nearly pushes him off wide. And then we have Bembe and Hans-Harry Heinz battling in for the top 10 spots. Oh, here's Daniel Bauer spinning out, and Hofumi! Both cars spinning out at the exit of turn 16. Let's see if they can get themselves back out on track. That's basically 3 cars messing around on lap 1, and right now they're gonna try their best to get themselves back on terms, and right now they're struggling. Let's see if they can still continue. Yes, Fumi's back out, and right now he's currently being shuffling way out and now back into the track, still going off the track. Oh dear, it has been a very eventful first lap there. Obviously there's a good amount of teething issue, and they're still skating across the grass. Not sure that's gonna do themselves any good. Trying to get themselves back up into the racing line. So Michael, how's your mic? Panasonic corner. Again, an issue for both Fumi, who actually did spin out at Panasonic corner in the Holo GT3 race, and Daniel Bauer. Daniel Bauer was the previous race winner in the Holo GT3 Split A race at Fuji, and now to see him spun out as well is an absolute surprise. Meanwhile, we'll be taking a look back into some of the other drivers here. Lado in 21st, Wheatley in 22nd. Bauer holding on to 23rd, manages to get themselves back up into the fight. And also Fumi. And we also had confirmation that Santi Olivares has retired from this race. He couldn't really get the car to properly get going after I believe he damaged the powertrain. So effect confirmation, a retirement from Olivares, meaning that we only have 24 cars left. Meanwhile, more battles between Salaman and Shadrin Reza, and Salaman tries to defend 10th place. Can Shadrin Reza make a dive bomb to try to challenge Salaman? No is the answer. Heinz is being overtaken by Bembe. What a wacky first few laps it has been, and now we're in lap 3. Let's take a look into the race field monitor on who will pit first and who will pit later. Because right now we're taking a look into the International Series cars, the EN and ID class cars. They will all collectively pit early and go for the undercut strategy. And as for the Formula Hololive cars, they will go for the overcut strategy. So interesting mix-up between both sides to see who is going to be committing on what strategy. Meanwhile, there's a battle between Emerson Kurt and Sergei Kayumov, number 15 versus number 39. Again, we apologize that the FPS is below 30. We're trying our best here to get 25 cars here on track. And into the final turn, Emerson Kurt exits the Panasonic corner. Oh, peeling down the inside there. Emerson Kurt onto Kaczynski. Follows Morris as the fastest lap of the race, 126, 167. More side-by-side battles between Miyamoto and Salmon Man. Salmon Man finally being able to get qualified high up can really show his potential on track. Salmon Man now up to 9th place, as Kaczynski also, I think, manages to defend against Emerson Kurt. Holding around the outside. It's Raji Kaczynski's 12th place at the moment. Falls Mori though on a charge here right now. Despite being a reserve driver, he's really gotten himself back up to 5th place. And right now his eyes are set on trying to overtake Wawan Suharto. So it's a nightmare race for Santi Olivares. It's his only start for this weekend, and he's going on a whimper. So obviously Santi Olivares roused the contact I believe that he had on lap 1. Obviously he couldn't get himself back underway. That leaves us with only 24 cars left in the field. Callan Gibbons still leading ahead of Mikolev and John Mead again. FPS not on our favor at the moment. Mead as well, currently in 3rd place, but not for long, as he's gonna try to overtake Isekaji Mikolev on lap 5. Ooh, trying to get up into Mikolev's 2nd place. They're still side by side. Let's see if Mead can clear Mikolev in time. The answer is yes. Mead's now in 2nd place, representing the strongest idol. John Mead in the Akai Hato car is up to 2nd. So let's see if he can challenge Callan Gibbons. Meanwhile, more battles left, right, and center. As Shadrin Reza overtakes Emerson Kerr. Sudo overtakes Kayumov. Asif is above Turner. Ludo has overtaken Ali Khan Aster. And now let's take a look back into the guys at the back. Daniel Bauer and Hopeful Me trying to recover the lost lead that they had. Well, the lost positions that they had. Gruffy Wheatley holding up to 22nd. Zeke Wimberly staying clean on track at the moment, staying in 21st place. So here we see Callan Gibbons. Okay, looks like we have issues. Okay, we have had confirmation that Michael Turner hasn't had too much issues. So let's see if we can hear Michael's thoughts on these first 5 laps so far. Oh, and looking here, John Mead finally trying to challenge Callan Gibbons for the race lead. Oh, getting up the exit there, turn 1, heading into Coca-Cola corner. John Mead, I think, has the lead. Callan Gibbons still alongside, I think. Actually, he's way too far back. John Mead is now your race leader. Follows Mori up to 3rd place, overtaking Isekai J. Mikolev. Hector Bembe in 7th place. More battles here right now, especially between Alikan Astor and Michael Turner. The 61 versus the 08. Oh, a bit of a pushing off between the two. Both of them still staying on track. Michael Turner, would like to hear your thoughts of the situation so far. Okay, so we're back here at Fuji Speedway. We're looking at a battle between Hector Bembe and Ben Ripton for 6th place. Oh, as you can see here, Fawaz Mori now up to 2nd place, overtaking Callum Gibbons. The pole sitter isn't really showing up much there, but now Callum Gibbons at the end of the straight, showing that he still has pace and would like to continue battling with Fawaz Mori, but is pushed outside. I think he's too far back. Fawaz Mori, though, his race pace is definitely very much alive. Representing Hoshinova Muna, Mori is now up to 2nd, and now getting into the end of things with John Mee, because his race pace is an absolute rocket, because he has serious race pace, like an absolute rocket ship in the race. And Hector Bembe up to 6th place. So many action here after like 6 laps of racing. Just a confirmation if you can hear my voice once again. I hope you can hear my voice because, well, yeah, I think OBS is still picking up my mic at the moment. So at the moment, we still only have one DNF at the moment. Santi Olivares, number 88, Watson Amelia. Obviously, Olivares is rowing his debut and looking into the battles right now. The battle for what should be P8 is currently quite rife. Hans-Aring Heinz looking to have a good exit against Ripton. Fawaz Mori fastest lap 125.664, and maybe it's time for me to show you guys, well, explain you guys the difference between Japan Series cars and International Series ones, as Heinz makes the pass on Ben Ripton for 8th place. More battles again between Kayumov and Asim. Kayumov holds on to her position at the moment in 16th place. Looking into the Japan Series standings, John Meade will have the maximum points, Gibbons will have 2nd, Mikolev 3rd, Suharto 4th, Salomon Heinz 5th and 6th, Ripton Miyamoto 7th, 8th, Kaczynski and Shadonariza 9th and 10th. 11th and 12th go to Riba and Kayumov. Astor, Turner, and Wimberley will get the final points positions, whoever they are at the moment. Remember, the International Series cars are ineligible for points. Only Japan Series cars are eligible for points. And as you can see here, if you represent a JP member, you can fight for the full championship, because this is only round 1 of round 8 of the Formula Hololive Japan. And just to remind you guys, this is the Our Bright Parade Grand Prix, the Split A race at Fuji Speedway. And just to tell you guys right now, here's the hashtag that you can use to talk about the Super Expo 2023 and the Forfeits Hero Gutter Hololive. That's the hashtag, you may use it down there. And as you can see here, Fawaz Mori now challenging John Meade. Fawaz Mori have just overtaken John Meade on the straightaway. Managed to get a good exit off of turn 1, and now Fawaz Mori. This is a very interesting topic that we want to talk about. He's a sub-in driver replacing Maurice Tremblay, and he's now leading the Formula Hololive race, the Outright Parade Grand Prix at Fuji Display A race. Fawaz Mori is really making his first of 2 races count, and right now he's about to give it everything. Okay, so we have confirmation that Michael Turner has left the commentary booth due to some issues, but of course here we see Fawaz Mori finally pitting, actually. Kaczynski overtakes Sudo for 11th place. Sheldon Reza still stuck in 13th place. And right now, the pit window is open for the international series cars, the ID and EN class cars to pit. John Mee returns to the race lead. Colin Gibbons basically managed to steal a tenth of a second. More drivers pitting. Hector Bembe as well. Let's take a look into the race field monitor to see who's going to be pitting next. Emerson Kurt is joining in. JC Sudo, Jeremy Assam, and Mercer Ledoux. Foz Mori is currently having his car. Wait, there's a bit of an issue at the moment because I think the Formula 2 cars are going for a two-stop strategy, with the exception of Mercer Ledoux. So I would think Mercer Ledoux has got the pit calculations absolutely correctly, and the other ID class cars are falling by the wayside. Look at their fuel window, and it looks like it's not going to be enough for them. But with their softer tires and I believe better race pace, let's just hope that they can claw their gaps back into the JP class drivers. And right now, leading the race at the moment, John Mead. Okay, just a confirmation. Griffin Wheatley back inside 15th place. All non-JP class cars have already pitted. So the leading 18 cars are the ones in the Japan class that will be competing in the full season of Formula Hololive. Anyways, just to continue about the tickets. There are hashtags at the bottom right of your screen, which it shows to you at certain points of the stream. For example, you have the hashtag for the ticket that you may want to buy for the 4th festival. This will take you to Hololive's 4th Fest website for you to check out your tickets. Although it's about around maybe $50 for each ticket. And right now we're seeing another battle between Zeke Wimberly and Wheatley. Wimberly versus Wheatley for the final points positions in the Japan class. Wimberly exiting very well off of turn 1, but it's not going to be enough there to try to fend off Wheatley. And right now Wimberly needs to try to tidy up his racing line heading into the hairpin. Fortunately, the FPS is now back to normal, thank goodness. Anyways, exiting the hairpin, Wimberly manages to steal 16th place from Wheatley. Hector Bembe makes the pass on Jeremy Assam there. And currently down on the field right now, Fumi and Bauer, fortunately they're able to catch themselves back up into the sniffing of the points. And right now I'm back into the race field monitor here. Only Mercer Ledoux manages to get the fuel calculations absolutely correctly. And right now, the Formula 2 cars are going to have to do a second stop. So only Mercer Ledoux, like I mentioned, got the fuel calculations correct. And for every other driver, the 6 other drivers in the ID and EN class will have to pit for a second time. So not looking good for them. Mikolev, good run exiting turn 3. Obviously, not exactly exiting turn 3. He's currently in 3rd, exits the hairpin. And right now, Wheatley, currently in 17th place, trying to catch Ho Fumi. Fumi has already overtaken Wheatley for 16th place. So Wheatley down outside the points. Daniel Bauer, who had recently won the Split A race at Fuji in Hall GT3, is currently down in 18th place in Formula Hololive, as you can see here. Maybe it's for the best that the Formula 2 cars are pitting like at least 2 times. So because if you want to look into the rear end of that car, you're starting to see some blisters. Some graining on the rear of the car and also the front, which is indicative of the wear that these tires are currently having. And since every single one of these cars are going for the overcut strategy, which may not work out very well in the end, the Formula 2 cars might still stand a chance. And if you want to talk about the cars, you can get this mod from Race Sim Studio. They make very great mods. I'm using their mods at the moment for use in this series. Please don't sue me. And I'm basically not monetizing this video in any way. Just respect the both RSS and cover. Anyways, the link is in the description if you want to buy these cars. They're around a good price, I think around 3 to 4 euros. Anyways, back out on track. Daniel Bauer tried to catch up with the rest of the field, but for now the race has definitely calmed down. We're 12 laps complete here in Fuji Speedway, and we're close into the finishing the first quarter of this race. Michael Turner trying to get himself back up into the top 10. Well, he wasn't in the top 10 in qualifying much, but he'll have to get into the top 10 representing Shirogane Knoll. Raja Kaczynski currently in 9th place, trying to hound down Miyamoto for position. And looking at the confirmation there, the in-series drivers are yet to pit once again. Marcelo will still commit to a one-stop strategy. He's still quite down on some of the other drivers here. The delta is quite different in this series, other than Hall 3 by around a few seconds. There's a time difference. Here we go. Fumi is still going to overtake Zeke Wimberley. Daniel Bauer will dispatch Griffin Wheatley. Wimberley trying to hold on for the points positions for as long as he can, but right now he's at the mercy of Ho Fumi, the 2022 Japan Series champion in Hololive GT3. Fumi gets to steal 15th place from Wimberley, and as does Daniel Bauer for 17th. Again, we'd like to thank Michael Turner for him joining the commentary booth for a brief moment. Meanwhile, Bembe and Lado are looking to battle Hammer and Toms. Hector Bembe has overtaken Mercer Lado. Mercer Lado obviously not wanting to challenge him too much because he's on a different strategy other than the rest of the ID and EN class cars. Really might be indicative of the Hololive members' performance. You know, the Hololive members that they represent. Whatever the case is, looking into the laps here, Suharto have set his personal best 126.906. Speed trap exiting into turn 1, 298 kilometers an hour. Really shows you a lot of pace that they have at the moment. And looking at Harto's dash, 82 liters of fuel to go. And looking into the averages into the race field monitor, he will have on average 39 laps to go. So the Formula Hololive Japan cars are definitely going the long route, going for positions. Meanwhile, Fumi and Michael Turner again battle out side by side. Fumi is on a comeback charge at the moment. Michael Turner is going to try to challenge himself back, challenge Fumi, but he's too far back. Fumi is now back up to 14th, and now his eyes are set on overtaking Sergei Kayumov for 13th place. Not doing too good, unfortunately, for Griffin Wheatley down in 18th place. He will hope that he would like to stay ahead of Wimberley, stay close to Wimberley and Bauer, and use the pit strategy to his advantage. And at the moment, the Formula cars are quite different from the GT car that he has driven last Sunday when he was driving representing Minato Aqua. So yeah, Wheatley is having a hard time at the moment, trying to get used to the car at the moment, but let's just hope that he can try to bounce back. Juan Suharto, though, looking very good there in the Shiranui flight car. Still holding on to 4th place. Looking at the last lap for Suharto, I think it's a 126 still, but other drivers have set a 127, so he's catching up into the top 3. Oh, and there's another battle here between Kaczynski and Miyamoto. Kaczynski has overtaken Miyamoto for 8th place. It's your run-of-the-mill Fuji straight overtake, so not much note to talk about other than Kaczynski up to 18th place. And here it is, Fumi continuing his charge back up into the field. Fumi is now up to 13th place for Tokino Sora. He's really on a charge to show to them that he means business. And looking into the EN and ID car, they're going for about maybe 3 to 4 laps before they'll have to pit once again. but they will have the fresher tires out of anyone, and they will have the courtesy of not having to pit once again. But of course, they're going to be quite behind. But the pace advantage is still there, so don't count them off just yet. Oh, a huge amount of blistering there in the Formula Hololive Japan cars. All cars are basically affected. It's not just a one car problem. It's a car affecting 18 cars. And right now, just to double check, you haven't got the Leclerc yet. Told one guy. Yeah, he doesn't mean business, he needs business, but he is doing business at the moment for Hofumi. He's getting himself back up into the positions there. Last lap for Adak-RMS 127.4, 126.883 for Hofumi. So personal best for Fumi, Kayumov, and Turner. Obviously, Fumi is at his absolute best. He's ripping through the field at the moment, banging consistently fast laps, and his eyes are now set on Adak-RMS. Remember, just to tell you, in terms of the weather here in the Fuji, ambient temperatures are currently at 14 degrees. Tag temperatures not much higher at around 20 plus, 20 to 30 degrees much. And so the tires are definitely quite cold here at the moment. So maybe in a sense the overcut strategy should be the key to winning this race. So because if the overcut strategy, you really need to require you to warm your tires. And if you can warm your tires and bang in laps with hot rubber, well, warm rubber, not hot rubber, you are able to steal more lap time than those who have yet to pit, who also have their tires warm. And when they pit, and you've already pitted, you'll be ahead of them coming into this race. And that's the plan that the international class cars are using at the moment. Oh, Kaczynski is getting up into Ben Ripton there, trying to get past him. Kaczynski is also on a charge here. He's now up to 7th place. Oh, around the outside. Very good move there from Kaczynski to defend his position from Ripton. And now, Kaczynski's eyes are on Hans-Henrik Heinz. Fumi isn't closing himself well with Adak-RMS. But looking into his previous lap, he is gaining on him by 0.4 of a second. So Fumi still has a battle for him to fight. Lap 18 of this race, I think we have already passed the first quarter mark of here in Fuji Speedway. Sheldon Reza back inside the top 10, trying to keep himself on level terms with Miyamoto. Fumi looking to get himself close to Adak-RMS. He is gaining. It was 5.8 seconds, now it's 5.5 seconds. 126.928 for Kaczynski. Fumi's not the only fast car out there. Everyone else is setting a 128 and 129. Fumi is going to be set to set a 120. 6.913, 6 tenths up on Adak-RMS. Meanwhile, Kaczynski is up a few tenths of a second as well over Hans-Henrik Heinz. So obviously, you need the guy to pay attention to the 1 and the 74. Fumi representing Tokyo Sora, and Raiji Kaczynski representing Yuzuki Choco. Note here, apart from Mercer Lado, who have managed to get his fuel calculations right, every other international series cars in the EN and ID class are currently being called into the pits for fuel. Just to get themselves properly fueled until the end. They'll have 47 laps on their current tires at the moment, and currently they're going to be trying their best to claw the gaps to the International Series cars. Oh, Salman and Suharto trading blows there. Salaman's only 3/10 faster. Hans 127.006. Here's onboard Raiji Kaczynski 126.832. Looks to me that he has gained a few tenths of a second. And right now Kaczynski is currently being caught with lap traffic already, and currently the cars ahead. I can't really tell from this onboard shot. He's currently behind Jeremy Assam and Emerson Kerr. Let's see if Kaczynski can try to make a pass, as these Formula 2 cars are currently not really providing much of a challenge there against Kaczynski. Kaczynski having to warm tires, and in these Formula 2 cars they're having issues trying to warm up the tires. Sheldon Reza making his move against Makoto Miyamoto, using lap cars as a pick. Round the outside goes Mama Sheldon Reza to get himself into 9th place. But Miyamoto has the inside line, but that's also JC Sudo and another car up front. That is the huge battles here between both the lap cars and the lead lap cars here. There is a battle between Ben Ripton. Ben Ripton has managed to get past JC Sudo. Masaru Reza and Makoto Miyamoto are up next, as well as Kaminari Riba. So currently, here they are currently stuck behind JC Sudo, and let's see if we can have like a slipstream train from Sheldon Reza to Riba. Too far back, Sheldon Reza not going to be able to make that pass work. As you can see here, a lot of lap car here. Sheldon Reza currently under pressure from Makoto Miyamoto. Down in the inside, turn 1. Miyamoto goes. Sheldon Reza trying to hang around the outside, manages to hang on into the outside line, which will be the inside line heading into Coca-Cola corner. Sheldon Reza hangs it around. Miyamoto gets pushed off wide. Sheldon Reza, good defense there. That's going to leave the door open for Kaminari Riba to attack. All Bright Parade themed cars here in Formula Hololive, both for the Japan side and the international side. Oh, there is a side-by-side battle between Ben Ripton and JC Sudo. More like Ben Ripton trying to clear JC Sudo, as he now puts JC Sudo a lap down. JC Sudo, last of the current runners here right now. Obviously, Santi Olivares got collected in turn 1. Unlucky for him. Meanwhile, we're looking at some of the other battles here. Jeremy Assam in 23rd, and also Emerson Kurt 22nd. Hector Bembe in 21st. They are still not a lap down. Oh wait, they are already a lap down. Meanwhile, looking into Fumi's gain on Alikan Aster, it was 5 seconds the last 5 to 6 laps. Now it's around 2.7 seconds. Again, Fumi almost a second up on Alikan Aster. So Fumi is really gaining some time on Alikan Aster. Fumi really trying to get himself up into the top 10 spot after he spun out with Daniel Bauer at the start, at the end of lap 1 at Panasonic Corner. Panasonic Corner has not been very kind to Fumi as the one who would want to try to be aggressive. Here we see Bauer and Wheatley finally catching up to Zeke Wimberly, who's currently outside the points as well. Michael Turner holds the solitary point in the Japan class standings. Here, Crystal Salmaman, the first to pit for the Japan class cars. So Salmaman will try the undercut strategy. Obviously, he's had super worn tires at the moment. He had tires that absolutely degraded. Well, we're seeing side-by-side battles here between Ben Ripton and Mohamed Reza. Reza under pressure from the aggressive Ben Ripton. Miyamoto tries to clear the lap car of JC Sudo. Both of them having worn out tires right now. Reza is going to try to defend from the very aggressive Ben Ripton there. Let's see if he can hold it around the outside, around the inside. Yes, he does. Sheldon Reza manages to defend. Oh, and it looks like Ripton is now under pressure from Miyamoto's going to take a peek around the inside, which will be the outside line, into the hairpin. Oh, there's a huge tussle for position between Miyamoto and Ripton heading into 300R into the hairpin. Miyamoto manages to overtake Ripton there, manages to place the car correctly. Reba is also not far behind. Aster has also caught up into the lap car, JT Sudo. Fumi is also back into the mix. Miyamoto is now overtaking Sheldon Reza for position, but for how much longer? As Sheldon Reza has the inside line, Miyamoto gets pushed off wide into turns 13 and 14. Miyamoto has the inside line into 15 and 16. Who will be making a mistake at Panasonic corner? Sheldon Reza goes off wide, makes contact with Ben Ripton and spins out. He tries to get himself back into the race, and yes, he does. It looks like there was a bit of a miscommunication between some of these drivers because Sheldon Reza was trying to get into the pits. And there's a call. Sheldon Reza gets into the pits. Oh, and he spins entering pit road. Nearly makes contact. Tries to get himself back up. Oh, Sheldon Reza trying to get himself back up. Oh, and there's contact. Sheldon Reza's having issues with the car right now, but it looks like he will be out of this race as well. He had a very torrid weekend earlier on, and at the moment Sheldon Reza, I don't think he will be able to continue there. Meanwhile, there's another battle between Ripton and Miyamoto. Sheldon Reza is still struggling there. Looks like Sheldon Reza is about to be called into the tough luck for Mama Sheldon Reza as he's now back into the pit lane. I think this is race over. The first JP class car to retire. Not looking good for Mama Sheldon Reza in his Formula Hololive debut. He's already had a very messy week that he has had, having to deal with multiple controversies and a lot of internal conflicts. But at this point, Sheldon Reza will want to clear his mind up for the next race, the Hall 27-27. But as for points-wise, he is going to be out of it. And right now, Daniel Bauer is back inside the points. Zeke Wimberly up to 14th place. Let's see if Sheldon Reza is able to continue in this race, but I don't think that Sheldon Reza is able to continue. It's only in the transition section. Don't worry, my voice is back. It's only in these transitions where you can't really hear my voice. But anyways, back onto the racing scene here. We have had confirmation that the Formula 2 cars have enough fuel to get into the end of this race. Sheldon Reza still stuck in this pit lane trying to get his car serviced for the next race. So that leaves us with 23 cars left. And right now, Bonsuarto holding on to a very solid fourth place. A bit of an uncharacteristic mistake there from Sheldon Reza to spin out and then have an issue entering pit road like that. Very uncharacteristic. Anyways, Kaminari Riba are now back inside the top 10 in his or her Holo GT3 debut, trying to get into the end of things with Ben Ripton. Barreling into the main straight, heading into turn 1, Riba has the slipstream, but will he make the daring dive bomb down the inside of Ripton into turn 1? But knowing Ripton's aggressiveness, Riba might just have to lean himself back. Oh, a huge gaggle of cars, a huge train of race cars. This is what we'd like to see. It's like idol performances in the Ford Festival. Nearing the halfway point of this race so far, 2 retirements so far. Santi Olivares at lap 1 and Sheldon Reza at around lap 24, 25. Anyways, 23 cars left on track. John Meade still has himself covered as he now pits from the race lead. Cal Gibbons inherits it. Isakaji Mikola trying to get into the end of things himself. Aligan Aster overtaking Hofumi, or rather Hofumi trying to challenge Aligan Aster once again. It took him a long while. Aster gets pushed off wide, and if they go side by side at Panasonic corner, that's not gonna look very well. Hanatari Hansa wants hard to trade blows again each other. Oh, and this is done. Hofumi has now spun off, exiting Panasonic corner as well. A second mistake for Hofumi at Panasonic is costing him a possible 10th place, but right now he manages to get himself back on terms. Sergei Kayumov on the inside of fellow Gen 6 teammate, Hololive's teammate Aligan Aster, and now we have John Meade back out on track. He has made his pit stop, and now he is currently in 12th place, exiting in 12th place. Let's see what response Gibbons and Mikolev have at the moment. And right now, there's not much of a response. The order for Gibbons and Mikolev are for them to stay out. And as you can see here, a lot of wear in the middle section of the tire. Really just shows you how much graining that these cars are suffering right now with these cold track temperatures. Even if the softest tires are available. Gibbons holding on to this race lead, catching up into the lap car of what looks to be Mercedes down in 18th place. He still needs to pit again, but if he does pit later on, he will be good. No, he already has pitted. He will be good for the rest of the race. And right now, both of them have pitted, and looks like Mercedes is about to go a lap down. Yellow zeros. The yellow zeros, I really couldn't tell the specific meaning behind these, but it's only in the Japan series cars, so it's a good way to distinguish between the Japan class cars and the EN and ID class cars. So obviously, the top 17 the field are dominated by the JP class cars, and for the rest of the field is the EN and ID class. And right now, Mercedes is about to go one lap down from Cal Gibbons, who have yet to pit. Sorry, we forgot to mention that Gibbons have yet to pit. Oh, there's another battle between Zeke Wimberly and Daniel Bauer to turn 1. 54 versus 66. Hakui Koyuri versus Yozura Mel. Daniel Bauer tries to make an overtake around the outside, but he's not close enough. Zeke Wimberly holding on to 14th place. Professor Salman have already pitted as well. Just a note. He's currently down in 17th place. Raji Kaczynski is currently being the next driver to be called into the pits. And right now, there is not much of a call for other drivers to get back into the pits right now at the moment. But right now, we really need to pay attention to John Meade's lap time. And right now, he's currently catching up into the pack in 11th place onwards with the fresh tires. John Meade really making the undercut strategy work as it stands. Kaczynski pits from 5th place. It's likely the tires. So yeah. Anyways, Kaczynski is pitting. Fumi, Aster, Kayumov catching up to each other, as well as Reba, who have caught up to Ben Ripton, who have also caught up with what should be the lap car of Jeremy Assam down in 22nd place. Not to undermine the talents, but of course, representation in these series are not indicative of the talents' performances on stage. They're all as good, but in racing, like any other sport, someone has to finish last. And right now, Wheatley back up to 14th place, but only because he hasn't hit it yet in that Kazama Iroha Nissan. Griffin Wheatley in 14th place, trying to get back into Zeke Wimberly's gap, but I think he's losing touch just slightly. And looking at John Meade, his last lap, just a double check. I can't really check much on his lap times at the moment, but he is catching up to the pack at the moment. And right now, looking at Kaczynski, he has already pitted. And for the driver, it's inconclusive if they're going to pit or not. And we're about to get into the halfway point of this race pretty soon. Hofumi with a lap time of 128.293. John Mead 127.508. Really shows you what new fresh tires can do for you. And right now, Adak-RMS once again under pressure from Fumi. Fumi's gonna try to steal 9th place. And the answer is yes. Right now, his next driver to dispatch is Suri Kayumov. A reminder to everyone that this is Split A of the Our Bright Parade 500 kilometer race. We are racing the first of 67 laps. First 67 laps of today. And right now, this race weekend coincides with the 4th festival, Our Bright Parade, and the Super Expo 2023. Here's the hashtag for the Super Expo and the 4th festival. Hashtag Hololive. Obviously Japanese typing on the bottom right of your screen. And if you want to buy your tickets for the 4th festival, you are able to do so right now. Here's the QR code. You can scan this QR code to buy tickets to the 4th festival, Our Bright Parade. And if you want to know more about the Super Expo 2023, here's this QR code for you to find out more about the Hololive Super Expo 2023. Obviously, we're not sponsored by them, by the way. Just a disclaimer. Anyways, back to the race here. Kaminari Riba. Oh, you can see here, JC Sudo under pressure from Hofumi. And there's a huge train of cars from, you can see Makoto Miyamoto also trying to clear the lap cars of Emerson Kurt and Hector Bembe. Obviously, Emerson Kurt down in 21st place. Jeremy Assam down in 22nd, and now under pressure from Ben Ripton and Kaminari Riba. Ooh, as you can see here, that got the Sakamata Chloe car unsettled at the exit of the hairpin. Well, you can see here the slight difference of the wing angles in Ben Ripton's car. Ripton actually was opting for a what you call a low angle wing strategy, so he would like to prefer top end speed rather than cornering. So Ben Ripton is going to be absolute menace on the street. You can see how thin the wing is relative to the other cars. So Ripton is actually trying something new in his car. He's going to go for the low drag, low downforce setup, and let's see if it pays off for him at the straight. Getting closer to Riba and actually keeping gaps between himself and Riba. Ben Ripton doing very well there to hang on to 6th place. When we get to lap 34, we're gonna go for a short break to rest the throat and signify that we have already passed halfway into this Our Bright Parade Grand Prix Split A race at Fuji. Yago approaches Adak for cooperation. We'll have to wait and see because Adrian is currently quite down in the dumps because he's had his bad week gone quite worse with his first crash of the day, which resulted in the end of there's a bit of contact between Ben Ripton and Kaminari Riba. Ripton and Riba battling side by side. They're both clearing JC Sudo. Adak-RMS getting past Suri Kayumov. Suri Kayumov getting on the outside of turn 12 there. Kayumov on the offensive back once again. John Mee catches up to all these cars. Oh, someone goes off there. Oh, I think there's some slight contact between a few cars. Who's going to go off? Kayumov has the outside line. Oh, again. 3 cars going off wide. Both of them spinning at the same time. Especially for John Mead. John Mead is your net race leader and he spins out. Let's see if he can rejoin safely there. Oh, and he makes contact. Oh, and he stopped at the apex of the corner. That's going to be very unsafe for him. I think he's out of race 2. Another race leader off, and let's see if he can try to get himself back into the race here. As you can see here, Kayumov and Fumi also spun out at Panasonic corner once again. Thanks for everyone who's tuning in at the moment. We are seeing some absolutely manic moments here in Fuji Speedway. Lap 33 of 67. And right now we are seeing a lot of drivers spinning out at Panasonic corner. That's the first part. And some drivers making erratic moves on the track, presumably because they were frustrated and or the cars have issues. And right now for Sergeant Rizza, he had issues with his car suspension, which resulted in him getting a DNF. Santi Olivars, representing Watson Amelia, got tagged in turn 1 and had damage into his car, not being able to continue. And looking at John Mee, I think he's able to recover his car, but the race lead that he had has not been evaporated. So the battle for the race lead is now between Callum Gibbons and Isekaiji Mikolev. Ribba and Ripton battle side by side once again there. Now it's in Ribba's favor. Ben Ripton trying to catch up to Kaminari Ribba once again, using that low downforce setup to good effect there. Ripton making use of the straight line advantage that he has with that setup. Ben Ripton trying to edge out ahead of Kaminari Ribba. Ribba trying to dive down the inside. There may be contact. There is no contact. Ripton goes off wide. Ribba might be able to do a switchback. Yes, he does, or at least he's trying to do so. He might be able to try to overtake down the inside of the hairpin. The answer is going to be no at the moment. There's a battle between the lap cars between JC Sudo and Jeremy Assam, I think. Yeah, Assam and Sudo battling side by side for the silver spoon at the moment in their class. Kaminari Ribba diving down the inside of Kaminari Ribba. There goes Sudo. Anyways, we forgot that lap. There was so much action on the track. We forgot that lap 34 and 35 have passed. So we're gonna take a short break from commentary. Lap 36 will be a commentary-free lap. So enjoy the sounds of the various V6 engines here in Fuji. It's the Our Bright Parade Grand Prix Split A race at Fuji. Welcome back to Formula Hololive here. You're watching the Our Bright Parade Grand Prix at the Split A race here at Fuji. And just a confirmation, Mercer Lado is still leading the EN/ID class standings, the international series, the international class standings, representing Nanashi Mume in that number 21 car. If you are a human, you have something to be proud of to Mercer Lado, because Mercer Lado is finally leading a race, at least in his class. And Fumi, meanwhile, gets himself back up against Ali Khan Aster. Callum Gibbons is barreling down into turn 1. Obviously, he hasn't pitted just yet. As well as Isekaiji Mikolev. I believe Alonso Harto have already pitted. No, he hasn't pitted yet. Neither does Hans Heinrich Heinz. Ben Ripton has yet to pit. As well as Zeke Wimberly, Ali Khan Aster, multiple of the drivers here. Trying to get into... Oh, you can see here, there's a bit of a battle here at the moment between John Mead and Makoto Miyamoto. Obviously, John Mead had spun out basically negating the race lead that he has had. And right now, the former race leader is about to be lapped by the pole sitter and current race leader Cal Gibbons. Meanwhile, Riba and Fumi getting into the battle once again. Let's see, he's going to make a mistake heading into Panasonic corner. Maybe it's going to be Fumi once again. Let's see if he can keep it clean. Finally, Fumi keeps it clean at Panasonic corner around the outside. Let's see if he can make the pass on both Kaminari Riba and the lap car of Jeremy Assam down in 22nd. Oh, now trying to go around the inside of Kaminari Riba, Fumi. Fumi also trying to clean himself against Jeremy Assam. He now has a good amount of buffer. He's now back in contention for possibly the win. Obviously, there's still a long way to go. We're now inside the second half of this race. Michael Turner and Zeke Wimberley going hammer and tongs between each other for the 9th place. Alkan Asser have basically been called into the pit lane, and he has been lapped by Callum Gibbons in the process. Well, it is multi-class racing. Mercelado leading in his class, the EN class. So obviously, big ups to Mercelado for leading his category at the moment. Fawaz Mori leads in the ID class. Also, good big ups to Fawaz Mori, basically being a stand-in driver for sorry, no, not Raymond Pavlo, Maurice Tremblay. He basically replaces Maurice Tremblay in that number 69 car. Sorry, wait. 62, 15, 13. I think there has been a mix-up actually. There has been a bit of a mix-up. Oh dear. Just to tell you, there has been a mix-up actually. Because we have had confirmation that Fawaz Mori isn't supposed to race even today, and actually Aziz Mwaze should have been in this car. So a bit of a whoopsies at the moment. So basically what we're gonna do here is that Fawaz Mori and Aziz Muazif will swap places. So a bit of a whoopsie on our side as we got the wrong entry for the Split A race. So in compensation, we're gonna try to Fawaz Mori isn't supposed to race today. He was supposed to race tomorrow, but hopefully we can do like a compensation coming into tomorrow, which is a Split B race. So Mori will be credited with a position that he has had in the Split B race, and how do you say this? Aziz Mwazi will be credited with his performance in the Split B race in the Split A standings. So a bit of a whoopsie here. Sorry for the mix-up. But we do have confirmation that Hector Bembe, Jeremy Aston, Santi Olivares, Marcelo Do, JD Sudo, and Emerson Kerr are in the right split. You could say it could be a trespassing driver, but it doesn't really matter much because in the Hall 27-27, never mind. Yeah, they're gonna be missing that day. Anyway, Fumi peels in into the pits, as does Seri Kayumov and Gruffin Wheatley. So we're gonna be there. So what we're gonna do here is that on this race, we're gonna be taking a look into the total laps completed and race lap time for Fawaz Mori, and then we will be comparing it head to head with Aziz Muazif, who will be racing tomorrow in Split B, and so we will be using that to calculate their results based on their placements. Illegal racing, I know, a mix-up on our end, but then again I had a lot on my mind, so apologies there. Anyways, more drivers pitting. Mikolev in 3rd place, not far behind Callum Gibbons by much. X is in 3rd place. Oh, a huge battle there between Bauer and Wimberly there for 7th place. More drivers spilling into the pits. Michael Turner comes in. Oh, as you can see here, what it was Aster doing? No, that's not Aster. That what was Kaczynski doing, trying to slipstream the pitting Michael Turner. Anyways, he's now lost a good amount of positions, and he's gonna be under pressure from what should be the lap car of the lead lap car of Cal Gibbons actually. Daniel Bauer now on the inside of Zeke Wimberly for 7th place. Now using the lap car as a pick. Using Jeremy Assam, the lap car as a pick. Now Zeke Wimberly tries to use that lap car as a pick. Let's see if Wimberly is aggressive enough to make a dive on down the inside. Yes, he does. Ooh, now we're going to go on board John Mee, who is now back up to 9th place after he had a spin. Cal Gibbons has the best seat in the house watching all these battles as he tries to lap Karaji Kaczynski. Oh, goes off track, multiple drivers. Jeremy Assam down in. Ooh, Zeke Wimberly might be called into the pits right now. Yes, he does. And that's going to cause a lot of drivers to bunch up at the back. Now Karaji Kaczynski is up on the offense, 3 wide. And as you can see here, someone's going quite slowly. I think that is... Can't tell at the moment, but right now, Karaji Kaczynski battling side by side with Crystal Salmonman. Kaczynski and Salmonman going side by side, exiting turn 1. Kaczynski has the inside, heading into Coca-Cola corner, which will be the outside line for him. Ooh. Yeah, right now, Kaczynski and Salmonman are being way too occupied with their battle. And because Miyamoto is now hot on the heel. Just to double check, Hansari Heinz is in 4th place. It's Miyamoto who's catching up to Salomon and Kaczynski. How far as Mori finally has himself spun out of Panasonic corner, and that will mean his race is over. For someone who basically got in the wrong race, this is a weird story for Fawaz Mori. Wheatley versus Turner coming right up. As you can see here, the gap between them only 3/10. Then Ripton finally pits from 5th place. Juan Suarto still holding on to 2nd place. He has also yet to pit. Cal Gibbons will have 34 laps. Sorry, no. Cal Gibbons will have 10 laps of fuel to go at max. You can see here the stranded number 69 Hoshinova Muna car, which is not even supposed to participate this race. So Miyamoto and Ripton battling side by side with each other. Now they're being lapped by Cal Gibbons, Salomon, and Kaczynski battling out side by side once again. Salomon manages to defend. Riba is currently being called up into the pit lane at the moment. Wheatley and Turner catching up into Michael Turner for the final points positions. Crystal Salmonman. Oh, really trying to defend against Raija Kaczynski, who is on the inside line there. Kaczynski. Oh, I think he just beat 2 cars there. Not only he got past Salmonman, but he's also unlapping himself from Callum Gibbons. So gutsy move there from Kaczynski. Miyamoto still a lap down. Now who's gonna be the one making the mistake at Panasonic corner? Oh, Salmonman really going very dangerous there, but he's not gonna be making a mistake. Oh, there's a contact. Miyamoto. More collisions at Panasonic corner, and that would mean a permanent race retirement for Miyamoto. Now it's 2 cars stranded at Panasonic corner. Not much of a way to clear them at the moment. They're currently currently a hazard there at the track, but can't really put up a Civic car instead of Corsa down. So now we have a few cars still out of the race. Makoto Miyamoto again ruining a very terrible split A race for the second week in a row. Wheatley and Turner now getting very close to each other. It's now a civil war between the two. 08 versus 16. Will Michael Turner fight back? Wheatley have made the pass. He's now at the 14th. And you know what's weird? Mercedes in the EN class car is currently in 13th place. But as it stands right now, Wheatley, Turner, and Wimbley are credited with 13, 14, and 15 in the Japan class. So they will be the ones getting points and not Mercedes, as Mercedes gets overtaken by Wheatley. And now Michael Turner looks to try to get cleared the slow car of Lado. Sudo is now up to 20th. We now have only a few cars left. And as you can see here, Jeremy Assam is about to clear the stricken cars. Just a bit of a calculation. We have 4 cars out. Santi Olivares, Mohamed Shavin Reza, Makoto Miyamoto, and the odd entrant that is Fawaz Mori, who's entered in this race rather than the split B race. That's a bit of a mistake that we've had. Apologies. Anyway, Salomon, Eddie Kaczynski. Balance side by side once again. Kaczynski lost out to Salman. Mead looking to find a way to get past Bauer. Bauer also going for that low downforce strategy. So Mead will have a chance in the... Oh, and as you can see here, Mikolev have put himself into the race lead actually, because if you pay attention, Cal Gibbons have already pitted, and Mikolev actually managed to use the undercut strategy to his advantage to steal the race lead. Could this be the chance the Sakura Miko representation finally gets to win a race in either Holo TT3 or F Holo this season? Michael Turner still stuck behind Mercedes right now, and now they see more of the cars in multiple laps trying to compete against each other. Michael Turner down in 16th place, but as it stands, he will have the final points. Bauer down into the pits right now. John Mead back up to 5th place. Could this a spin to 5th? Great stuff there from John Mead. Turner's losing a lot of time trying to get past Mercedes, and it's not looking good for him. Ben Ripton down a few positions with Fumi overtaking him. Riba also overtakes Alikan Aster, I think. Oh, sorry, no, Riba has overtaken Daniel Bauer. Oh, Isekaiji Mikolev! He stopped! That's him out of the race! What was the race leader? Is now out of the race. I think he has made contact with something and broke the car and parked the car at the exit of turn 12. Cal Gibbons is now back into the race lead! Zeke Wimberly side by side with Alikan Aster once again. Another topsy-turvy moment in the race for multiple other drivers here. Isekaiji Mikolev now out of this race. 19 cars left. What a race of attrition this is. Wheatley now will look to be back up to 12th place. Michael Turner not doing very well to get himself to pass the lap car. He's not being aggressive enough against Mercedes. Turner tries to go alongside, but right now he's looking to try to get past. Will he be able to clear? Oh, gets pushed off outside. Nearly spins himself out. Finally gets himself clear. Zeke Wimberly's turn next to clear the lap car Mercedes. He's now a lap down against Callum Gibbons. Ben Ripton now clears Raiji Kaczynski. Riva may be in the mix as well as Alikan Aster. Remember, 19 cars left in this race. And right now, JC Sudo is about to take a position away from Mikolev. Miyamoto's out. Multiple drivers out. Fosmore shouldn't be in this race, but at last he is. He should be in the split B race. Pushes off wide there. Calvin Gibbons gets pushed off wide. Let's see if Ben Ripton. Ooh, gone off there slightly at the final corner, Panasonic. And he looks to try to unlock himself from Cal Gibbons, who actually hopped onto the curbs. Ben Ripton trying to clear away the danger against Raiji Kaczynski. Raiji Kaczynski looking to make his move down the inside of Ben Ripton. Excuse me, just to double check at the moment. Right now, Raiji Kaczynski is still 7th place still for him. And there's more battles here between Aster and Riba. Riba tries to hang around the outside. And what a move by Kaminari Riba. And also to try to make a double dive bomb against Ben Ripton as well. A double overtake for Riba. Very good stuff there. Can he try to get past what looks to be Raiji Kaczynski in 7th place? Getting close, but not close enough. Pushes Kaczynski off. Will try to use the rubbery tarmac to his advantage. He's going to try to make it 3 cars in 1 lap. What a lap Riba is having at the moment. Apologies for the background noise at the moment. There has been a good amount of people in my vicinity, so apologies here. Riba trying to find a way to get past, but he's now been re-overtaken by Raiji Kaczynski. And now Alkan Aster and Ben Ripton trying to re-overtake him once again. Could this be a 3-wide move? Could Ben Ripton also try to overtake Raiji Kaczynski? That may be a yes. Yes, it is. Lap 48 of this race, and we only have around less than 20 laps to go here in Fuji. We're about to get 300 kilometers clocked in for all these drivers. So many action at the moment. I can't keep track of all of them at the moment, but right now Kaczynski has cleared the lap car of Jeremy Assam. Sorry, Ben Ripton has cleared the lap car of Jeremy Assam. Kaczynski is under pressure from Kaminari Riba. Very amazing debut for him at the moment to stay inside the top 10 out of 25 runners. Riba holding on into his position, overtaking the lap car of Jeremy Assam in the process. Again, apologies if we mentioned 19 cars. That is actually 20 cars left, because we haven't really taken into account the 2 other cars who are not in the timetables at the moment. So Assam's the last of the cars running at the moment. In 20th place is Sakaji Mikolev, down inside the pits, looking to have his car serviced before the Hall 27-227. Here we see another battle here between Raiji Kaczynski and Alkan Aster for the top 10 positions. Looking into the battles between Aster and Riba. Aster and Riba are not close enough, but looking at Kaczynski, he might be looking for an opportunity past Aster. But right now, the race has basically calmed down a bit. Ooh, going down the inside there of Jeremy Assam puts him a lap down. Still. Raiji Kaczynski trying to get past Jeremy Assam as well. Barreling down the main straight there, Raja Kaczynski trying to get past Ali Khan Aster. Apologies for the awkward silence there. Was trying to rest my throat because it's currently sore at the moment. Kaczynski trying to get close to Ali Khan Aster, but it's not worthwhile at the moment. Fumi is trying to get himself close enough, get himself close to Salmon Man. Looking at the fuel here, everyone is good until the end of this race. Looking at some of the drivers here, yes. Yes, confirmation, every driver will be good until the end of this race, I think. Unless everyone messed up their fuel calculations. Fumi trying to close up to Salmon Man there. Being held up by JC Sudo down in 19th place. Not quite close enough there for Fumi to try to get past Salmon Man, but let's see if he can use the corners to his advantage. Yeah, I haven't really seen Wawan Suharto, and so never mind. Wawan Suharto have already pitted and he looks like consolidated second place. Hans Heinrich Heinz as well, so it will be a very deserving podium finish for these two drivers who have basically aced the strategy. And as for Callum Gibbons, his last win in Hall GT3 was last May, representing Nakiri Ayame. He has not won in any of the two series representing Robocop. Today might be different for him, as he might also want to consolidate the Formula Hololive standings lead. Fumi finally being able to clear Salaman at the Dunlop chicane. Ooh, pushes Sudo off wide there. He's gonna try to use him as a pick. Let's see if Salman can try to clear him as fast as he can here. Fumi gets off slightly wide. Fumi trying to clear the rest of the field here. He manages to clear Salman Man. Salman Man is now behind the 13 car of JC Sudo. Look at the lap time differences between the two already. Fumi 29.8, Salman 31.1, if I'm mistaken. Anyways, the race has almost calmed down. Raja Kaczynski trying to find ways to get past Ali Khan Aster. Ooh, and then we had Kaminari Riba trying to get close to Ben Ripton once again. Looking at Riba's lap time, we haven't checked it yet. We'll be checking it at the end of this lap. Gaps have opened up between the two. Gap still opened up there. It was 3/10 now to around 4/10. Ooh, really going deep there, Riba. Not looking good for him. He lost like a chunk of time there, going the alternate line. And now he is 5/10, 4/10. Ben Ripton is absolutely struggling in these corners there. Coming in, Riba has that high down for Seda. Let's see if Riba can have a good exit off of turn 16 at least. Now is the mercy of his engine and the slipstream. Lost some time to Ripton there on the last lap, 22.74 to 3.92. So it's still at Ripton's advantage. Colin Gibbons is really showing to everyone that he is the dominant force of the day. Sat on the pole, will look to convert his pole into a race win. Isakaji Mikolaev had a realistic chance of winning, but he had an issue with the car. Basically parked the car at the exit of turn 12, and that's his race over. Meanwhile, there could be a battle brewing. Surikayuma between her and Gruffin Wheatley. As you can see here, Gruffin Wheatley was stuck behind Jeremy Assam once again. Oh, as you can see here, Turner clearing Kayumov from 13th place. She's now down to 14th. Zeke Wimbley is the last guy in the points at the moment. He's currently in 15th. Zeke Wimbley currently in 15th place, trying to catch Michael Turner, Surikayumov, and the like. Kaminari Riba trying to really get close there to Ben Ripton. If this is the part, if you want to find a part where Riba has an advantage, this will be the place. He has the cornering advantage. You can see he's really closed up to Riba on 100R alone, but it's not going to be enough. Riba on Ripton, not close enough. Kaczynski, Bauer to Kaczynski to Astor, also quite calm as well. Just a reminder that we had the QR codes if you want to find out more about the Super Expo and the Ford Festival. You can use these QR codes that will be popping up below on the bottom right after this. Anyways, it's the Albright Parade Grand Prix at Fuji. Cal Gibbons still leads. Wawan Suarto in second. Hans Heinrich Heinz is third. So Gibbons will have the best start possible to the Formula Hololive Japan season. Obviously, in his only start, he is really making it work at the moment. As you can see here, down the inside goes Daniel Bauer against Raja Kaczynski. Chocomel battle finally between the two. Bauer and Kaczynski. It's Bauer. He's now ahead. Kaczynski tries to challenge him, pushes him off quite slightly, but Bauer has the position. He's now at the 10th. "11 laps to go, or 12 laps to go here in Fuji. In about 15 to 16 minutes, it'll all be over. Meanwhile, Ben Ripton and Chriselle Salomon trading blows once again. Both of them have now been using JC Sudo as a pick, but it's not going to be enough for either of them. Salomon, going around the outside of Ben Ripton, but it's not going to be enough. And Kaminari Riba also hot on the heels between these two drivers as well. And look at the battle pack that is forming behind them. Riba trying to get a good exit off of the final corner, Panasonic corner, but it's not going to be enough for him either. Peeling down the inside against Christoph Salomon. Will it be enough? I'll break him into turn 1. Yes, he does. Great move, brilliant effort there by Riba, but can he hold on for long? Salomon too far back against Riba. Astor is about to be under pressure from Daniel Bauer. Raja Kaczynski is not far behind. The final laps of this race is gonna be quite interesting. The Albright Parade Grand Prix Split A race is about to jump to a conclusion, and apart from one rogue entry, all the rest of the 24 cars mirror that of those who will be performing in the day 1 performance. Adak-RMS are trying to get past multiple other cars. Look at the tire degradation in those tires. There's literally nothing left. And they're all setting laps up between 26 and 27. Salomon and Aster trading blows once again. And Adak-RMS made a mistake exiting Panasonic corner. He went way too wide. He's now under pressure from Daniel Bauer, who's also under pressure from Raja Kaczynski. 3 wide action to follow. Real action there as everyone is lining up against each other. And I think Cal Gibbons have caught up into the lap cars as well. Cal Gibbons is going to try to unlap Raja Kaczynski once again, as well as some of the other drivers here. And right now he has a buffer between himself and Suharto and Heinz. Right now with only 10 laps to go, all Gibbons needs is to nurse this car home. Oh, another battle side by side between Wimberly and Turner. Turner brings Wimberly down to 15th place. Wimberly will have something to say about it. He will go aggressive. Pushes off wide. Pushes Turner off wide, but it's not going to be enough. Wimberly is now down to 15th place. Down the inside goes Zeke Wimberly once again at the Dunlop chicane. Both of them going side by side still. No one is going to come as much. Into turns 12. Into 13 and 14. Well, Turner hanging around the inside. He isn't at the moment. That's going to allow Zeke Wimberly to have a slight breather. Turner's eyes, his objective is to try to get a good exit off of turn 15. On which he does. So he's gonna go alongside if the slipstream allows him to. Lap 59 of this race so far, and right now there's another jostling for position between Wheatley and Bauer. Wheatley now out to 11th place. Looking at Bauer and Kayumov now. Bauer! Oh, he has gone off! Bauer has gone off! And I think that looks like turns 3 at Coca-Cola Corner. We have another DNF. Daniel Bauer is now your most recent DNFer. Also, as it stands, he will be able to score the 1 point because he finished 15th in the Japan class. Again, Mercelado up to 15th place. Good for him. But he is in the EN/ID class, the in-series class, so he's in different standings at the moment. Well, there is no standings right now. They're not even going to score points. Anyways, Daniel Bauer has made a mistake, and he has now paid it dearly. He went side by side with someone at Coca-Cola Corner, and he now has to pay the price. He's now out of this race. On to the final 8 laps of this race. The race has definitely calmed down here as we're about to get into the final stages. Riba in 7th. Ripton in 6th place. Also quite close. Riba quite close to Ben Ripton there. Well, if either of these drivers catch themselves onto lap traffic, Riba is gonna pounce. So we have a total of 6 DNFers in this Split A race, including one that should not even be in the Split A race anyway. He should be in the Split B, I think. But yeah, anyways, Riba in 7th place, trying to catch up to Ben Ripton. Oh, Ripton really gained a lot of time against Riba there. Looks like Ripton's 6th place is quite sealed. Fumi, after crashing out in the Holo GT3 race, in the F Holo race, he's now up to 5th place. Mead will now be the top dog against Isagaiji Mikolev. Beat that. Michael Turner on his, I don't know. I couldn't hear that much. Sorry about that. On the predictions there, I got him. I got the right result. Unless, even if Mead crashes right now. Hans-Harry Heinz consolidating a third place finish is going to be very good. We didn't mention that Hans-Harry Heinz has a lot of energy, and that comes from representing also Subaru. He's doing his best to stay inside the podium finish, stay inside the podium positions. And speaking of which, let's take a look back at the progress charts. Ruffy Wheatley started 34th, is now up to 11th place. Zeke Wimberley started last, is now up to 13th. These are your biggest gainers, though, so big ups to them. Looking at the gaps right now, only 9 drivers are still on the lead lap. JC Sudo and Jeremy Asa have now went 2 laps down. Anyways, let's see, take a look if Heinz can try to lap Jeremy Assam once again. Last car on track. And he does so without any issue. Astor has now caught back up to Salman Man, who is currently dropped back against Riba and Ripton. Looking at Hans-Harry Heinz there in third place. Let's see if he can consolidate a third place. He's currently trying to nurse that car home. And there's another lap car at the moment in the form of Michael Turner. Interesting sight to see. Zeke Wimberley still on the lead lap. Sorry, he is down a lap. Passing through the stricken cars that are currently out of this race. Sorry, coming off in 12th. Wawan Suhar to have cleared more lap cars. And right now Suhar is going to try his best to clear Wheatley, who's also trying to consolidate 11th place. The race has definitely calmed down in this final stages. But currently, we may want to take a look at another battle that may be brewing between Kaczynski, Astor, and Salman Man. Salman Man is going to try to defend his 8th place, but let's see if he can hold on for long. Alcon Astor getting very close to Salman Man. Will there be a dive bomb down the inside? Not exactly a dive, but a move down the inside it is for Astor, but it's not going to be enough. Kaczynski is currently in 10th. Ooh, Astor really getting close there to Salman, but it's not going to be enough. Raji Kaczynski catching out to Alcon Astor and Christoph Salman Man. Kaczynski trying to catch Alcon Astor, but still not enough. Looking into some of the other battles here, John Mead have cleared more lap cars, but as it stands right now, Heinz isn't able to challenge. Mead isn't able to challenge Heinz's third place. Heinz's third place is all but secure, as he has a 15-second gap against Suharto in second place, but has the lead against John Mead by 12 seconds. So as it stands, Mead is gonna be in 4th place. Fumi, after spinning out at Panasonic corner, gets himself back up to 5th place, also for John Mead as well. Very good stuff there for the existing stalwarts. Oh, about to come into a few more laps to go. We're just about maybe at 3.5 laps to go here in the Split A race of the Outright Parade Grand Prix at Fuji. Split A race. Callum Gibbons trying to consolidate whatever he can. Obviously stole pole position. Lost the lead to John Mir and Isakaiji Mikolev. Managed to keep his head down. Make the least mistakes. Keep himself on track. Just stay consistent. And just to stay safe. And this is what it does to you. Callum Gibbons.
Coming to lap 65.
Let's take a look into the retired drivers at the moment. Daniel Bauer had an off. Exiting at Coca-Cola corner. That has his race over. Isakaji Mikolev had an off at turn 12. He was out of the race as well. Miyamoto as well as Foss Mori. Foss Mori shouldn't even be in this race, by the way. Both had a problem at Panasonic corner. Shazrin Reza had a problem entering pit lane and forced to retire in this race. And we forgot the other driver who had basically been knocked out. Santi Olivares is not even classified in the standings at the moment, but he had an off at turn 1 on lap 1. So very unfortunate for Olivares when his only Formula Hololive start for this week. So yeah. Anyways, we're about to come into 2 laps to go. Callum Gibbons is into turns 13 and 14. Astor Kaczynski and Salomon are still trying to fight for what's left in this race. Well, all of them are trying to consolidate whatever they could have at the moment. Lap 65 for them at the moment. Actually, that may not be the case. Looking at the gaps here, the last driver on the lead lap is Riba. Salomon, Astor, and Kaczynski have dropped down a lap. So it's quite a strung out race in the end. But whatever the case is, we're now going 2 laps to go. Kaczynski is looking for an opportunity to get past Astor, but it's not close enough. Look at how much tire degradation these tires are having at the moment. Anyways, Callum Gibbons is currently at the hairpin for the second last time in this race. He's gonna bring home a win for Roboco and for all the Robosa. Something that has not been done since last year, when Momoshiki Freza won a race for Roboco in Hololive GT3 Split B at Fuji. If you want to talk about his career, he has been challenging for the regular season title in the Japan Series. Lost out to the postseason after a crash on lap 1 on the final round at Okayama in the postseason in 2022. In Holo GT3 Japan 2023, he is currently, I believe, second in the standings after he got a second place at Fuji last week. And on the final lap of this race, in the Outright Parade Grand Prix Split A at Fuji, Callum Gibbons will be the one leading. And let's see if he can lead the last 4.5 kilometers of this race. No changes between Salomon, Astor, and Kaczynski. Juan Suharto is gonna go back into the podium in the Shiranui Flare ride. Hans-Henrik Heinz will also deliver quite as well. Also, Subaru rides are known to perform quite well in Fuji, for certain cases. And at the moment, Hans-Henrik Heinz will consolidate 3rd place. And that's for Callum Gibbons. The last win for the Roboco car, as we mentioned, was last March in the Third Fest, in the event that coincides with the Third Fest. The Link to Wish race round 1 at Fuji, Split B round 1 race 1 by Momoshiki Freza. Callum Gibbons' last win in Hololive GT3 was in Sepang last May when he represented for Nakiri Ayame. Coming off the final corner for the final time, Callum Gibbons has put on a clinic a dominating run. And as we mentioned last year, Roboco's Wi-Fi has been very fast. Cal Gibbons is also quite fast as well. Cal Gibbons wins the first race of the weekend, the Our Bright Parade Grand Prix Split A race at Fuji. Let's take a look back into the other drivers who have confirmed finishes. Azar Kaczynski, 9th place, and 10th place respectively. Salman in 10th. Juan Suharto consolidates 2nd place for Shiranui Flair. And for the final few cars out on track, JC Sudo will cross the line. First guy in 2 laps down. Suri Karimov also crosses the line in 12th. Zeke Wimberly will cross the line 13th. Hans-Henrik Heinz will score the final podium position of this race. And for Michael Turner, he finishes 14th. John Mee will look to finish 4th. Fumi will finish 5th after crashing out or spinning out at the Fall GT3 race after a spin at Panasonic corner more than once. Fumi will come back to finish 5th here. Ben Ripton will have his best run in either of the 2 series, will finish 6th. And Kaminari Riva, best rookie outright so far. First race finishing 7th. Very good job from him. Mercer Lado finishes 15th in the and basically wins the EN class, the EN class, and basically leading the EN standings. Emerson Kurt wins the ID class standings. And with that out of the way, into the race results. Callan Gibbons, your race winner. The first winner of Formula Hololive in first place. Juan Suharto in second place. These two represent Roboco and Shiranui Flair respectively. Hans-Henrik Heinz third place representing Ozora Subaru. John Mead in fourth place in the Akai Hato car in number 81 in fourth place. Ho Fumi completing his comeback from last to fifth. Good job from Fumi. Ben Ripton in sixth place in the number 96 Takamata Chloe car. Best finish for him in either of the 2 series. Kaminari Riba delivers on debut in the Omar Polka ride. Crystal Salman in the ASCII car finishes 8th. Okay, never mind. Crystal Salman in 8th place. Apologies for that weird sounds. Apologies for the audio at the back. Crystal Salman finishes 8th in the ASCII ride. Alikan Asser finishes 9th in the Takani Louis ride. Raja Kaczynski 10th place in the Mizuki Choco car. Rounds out the top 10. Griffin Wheatley, first points for him in the Kazama Iroha car. Suri Kariyama 12th in the Lapland's Darkness ride. Good points on debut for her as well. Zeke Wimberly as well. Points for him in the Hakui Koyori car. Michael Turner in his debut finishes 14th for Shiragari Noel. Mercer Lado in his the best EN class ride at the moment in the Nanashi Mume car. Herta Bembe finishes 2nd in the EN class in 16th place in the Takanashi Kiara car. Emerson Kerr wins the ID class in 17th place. JC Sudo finishes 18th in the Freiji ride. Jeremy Assam will finish 19th in the number 17 Ninamai Inane's car, and the last of the classified finishers. Danny Bao finished 57 laps when he crashed out at turn 3 at Coca-Cola corner. Was that turn 4? Anyways, Isakaji Mikolev as well crashed out on lap 40, spun out, retired on lap 44. He had led the race at one point. Shame to see him lose out to win like this, but he will have a second chance. Makoto Miyamoto in 22nd in the Tsunamaki Watame car, consolidating 23rd after he has had a spin in Panasonic corner. Also Fawaz Mori, Makoto Miyamoto consolidates 22nd. Fawaz Mori consolidates 23rd. He shouldn't be entering this race, but in compensation, we will be entering Aziz Muazzez in the Split B race. We apologize for this one mix-up. Mohammad Shadid Reza had an issue on pit entry and basically retired from the race. Wise on around lap 22 or that lap 23. Anyway, Shadid Reza another one of those DNFers. Then again, he had a very bad week, so can cut him some slack. And also Santi Olivares in the Watson Amelia car didn't even make into the exit of turn 1 when he got spun. So let's see. Anyways, we got the replays sorted out. Let's get into the replays. Here's Santi Olivares' race start. As you can see here, he got tagged by JC Sudo there. Beach into the not exactly beach into the grass, but manages to get himself back up. Fast forward just to see what happened to him. And so he was trying to keep the car going, but he just couldn't continue. Oh, he just spun out. Definitely lost a lot of control, lost a lot of drive, and that's where he stopped. That's Santi Olivares' race over for him. For the other drivers like Mamachan and Reza, this is where it went horribly wrong for him. He made a mistake going off wide at Panasonic corner, losing touch, collects, I believe, John Mead. Tries to get himself back into the race, tries to get into the pits, but definitely has damage in his car, trying to get inside. Flips the inside guardrail, tries to get himself back in. At this point, he feels like he's definitely lost a lot of control of his car. Sorry. Let's take a look back at Fawaz Mori, see how they spun out. Here's what happened to them. So here's Fawaz Mori, trying to get past Sari Karimov, goes off wide, spins out. That's his race over. Of course, he tried to get himself back up, but at this point his drivetrain was broken. And that is his race over. So let's get into another intermission. Let's take a look what happened to Makoto Miyamoto, because she basically spun out the next lap. Oh dear, this is not an issue going off wide. Got onto the curb, actually collected the race leader, Callum Gibbons. Notice there's a lot of damage. Spun out and had damage, and that's her race over. Let's take a look back at Daniel Bauer to see what happened to him. So here is Daniel Bauer, really going off track here. I think there's a bit of damage in his car. Battling against Gruffin Wheatley. Oh, going off wide there. Trying to get himself back into it. Yeah, he notes that there has been a good amount of damage. Daniel Bauer. Oh, tries to get onto the grass. Tries to brake at the grass. Spins out very violently, very lucky to not hit the barriers. So that is exactly what happened to Daniel Bauer. That's 5 cars covered. That's not the only incident that we wanted to talk about, because we also have the incident with Isekai Jimiko at turn 12. What happened to Daniel Bauer was later into this race. This was on lap 42, 43. You see here, there's contact between Mikolev and Callum Gibbons. The battle for the race lead. Oh, Mikolev! Oh, Callum Gibbons spun and made contact with Isekai Mikolev. I think Mikolev got it worse off. That caused damage to his car. That's his race over. So that is the race. So let's get ourselves back into the championship standings. We're gonna be looking into only the Japan JP class entrants. We've already seen the race results for what we can see. Cal Gibbons will be leading the split A standings, as well as also the next driver out, Juan Suarto in second, 150 points. Hans-Erik Heinz in third with 130 points. Remember, Cal Gibbons has a maximum 200. John Mee has Juan Suarto has 175 points. Hans-Erik Heinz has 150. John Mee has 130. Hofumi has 108. Ben Ripton has 90. Kaminari Riba has 72. Crystal Solomon has 57. Alkan Astor has 44. Raja Kaczynski has 32. 11th place for Griffin Wheatley has 22 points. Sorry Karimov 14 points. Zeke Wimberly having 8 points. Michael Turner 4 points, and due to Mercedes not being an EN class car, he will not be classified inside the point standings. So the next driver out would be Daniel Bauer. Daniel Bauer finished 15th in his class. He will be getting the 1 solitary point. And with that out of the way, that is it for the Split A race of the Our Bright Parade Grand Prix. We hope everyone have enjoyed the streams at the moment. Sorry if I had to do this because there's literally people talking in the living room, and I'm trying my best to tone it down. I'm not exactly swallowing the mic. I'm just trying to cover the mic because there have been people inside my area at the moment. So I have to try to cover myself up like this. So apologies if I have to do this. But whatever the case is, everyone you have all been tuning in to the Our Bright Parade Grand Prix at Fuji. We've had the cars perform. Now it's up to the members to perform it out on track. We're gonna be returning in the next hour for the Holo 27 227 kilometer invitational race at 2 p.m. JST. And with that out of the way, we're gonna be going offline for a while. I am Mama Shalin Reza, and joining me temporarily was Michael Turner in the commentary booth, and you've been watching the Formula Hololive Japan race, the Our Bright Parade Grand Prix Split A race at Fuji. Lagi. Try dua sama Pak.